with Erik, Zachary. This is the first time I've ever been able to say this, but we are doing this live from the air. Probably what, 2,000 feet, 1,500 give or take?
Yeah, 1,800 feet right now.
1,800 feet, baby. This is incredible.
14,000 feet.
It's high. It's up there.
It's very high. My favorite moment was it was originally supposed to be 9,000 feet, and Jordan, who was already freaked out, was in the bathroom when she upsold us.
This was not planned at all. We did not expect you to be out of the room.
She's like, "You sure you don't want to do 14?" And to her credit, like as far as upsailing goes, if you're already gonna jump out of a plane, like what's an extra $50?
That's what my mentality was.
Right.
Yeah.
I think 5,000 feet. I think that's the difference.
$10 for 1,000 feet. Jordan came out of the bathroom and he was like, "Abso-fucking-lutely not.
Yeah.
You guys can jump at 14. I'm jumping at 9.
So mad.
To which she was like, "That's kind of not how it works.
Yeah,
like
the
we're not
plane's
like
gonna
pushing
go.
you out early."
Yeah.
So yeah,
You did it.
I did it.
You did it.
I did do 14,000.
And what was it like?
Oh man, well I got pulled out.
You did.
Of the plane. I was really expecting the 3, 2, 1, and then they jump on 2. I was like pretty calm, all things considered. I was like, okay, are you ready, Jordan? No, I'm not ready. It's my first day here. I've never jumped out of a plane. Then she.
But your mistake was saying when they asked, "Are you ready?" You said no, not meaning like I'm not doing it. Like
Right.
just give me a second.
Yeah, I was just like, no, I just meant
just
like,
like,
no,
that's a dumb question.
I'm
Yeah.
answering the question as bluntly as possible. No, I've never done this before, but I'm still going to do it. You say go, we're going. We're
Right.
here.
I
They
think
didn't take it like that.
They deal with a lot of people that probably back out at the last second.
Yeah.
And so they have a protocol for that, especially because you were in the front of about 9 people in the back of this plane. You have to go.
I have to go.
Like there's
Yes.
So when Jordan, I'm sitting right here and Jordan's about to jump out of the plane. And I see her, the videographer that's attached to is filming Jordan, grab his handle, like dap him up, and just swoop pulls him
pulled
out.
me out instead. And so like when you see me and I'm like, ah, it's solely because you tricked me into falling now out of this plane. And I was like, you guys look so cool. I look like an absolute loser coming out of this plane.
To be fair, I think I looked the worst with the jump, just because like I was so ready, no fear really, that like I just kind of like closed my eyes and like, all right, let's do it kind of thing. I'm ready to go.
Yeah.
And I was so like in my head about like making sure, because they tell you like head back, hold on here, kick your legs back immediately. Like I didn't want to screw any of that up.
Yeah.
But the only slight moment of fear that I had in this entire thing was watching Jordan jump first, because
Yeah, dude.
because I'm going next and you just see him. I'm like, Jordan, and before I can even say like, I love you, buddy, have fun, you just hear whoosh.
Yeah, it's watching someone get sucked out of a plane is.
Yeah.
I'd watch both you go because I went last.
Right.
And
Yeah.
I was like, yo,
You're
we're
not
doing it.
You're not prepared because it's not just the visual cue. Like I was mentally prepared to see him fall out of the plane.
Right.
What you're not prepared for is the sound it makes.
Yep.
And then the visible like shake the plane makes, because you're losing, I don't know,
3
like
people.
600 pounds all in,
Right,
give or
right.
take. And that affects an aircraft of that size.
Yeah, it was tough watching both of you go. It was when you said you closed your eyes, I was like, oh good. My instructor was like, he closed his eyes. Watch this. Here we go. And just like chucked me out of the plane. I was upside down for the first one. We almost did a full flip coming out of the plane. It was the cool, weirdly not scared. Like even just looking out there, you're like,
Right.
here we go. Like Bert Kreischer said, the dice have been rolled.
Right.
And you're just enjoying the ride. Coolest thing that we've ever done.
It was very cool because we were the last jump of the day. We were put on hold because of weather.
Right.
So we were actually worried if we were even going to go, which would have sucked, not just because like, oh, we were ready for it, but like this place is like 2 hours away from the city.
Right,
Yeah, not
We're in
close.
the middle of nowhere. So we're already harnessed up and we're waiting for, God, it was probably another 45 minutes. All things considered, they got us up pretty quick.
Yeah.
But it was definitely one of those things where I feel like if we were more of a visibly nervous group or like annoying to them, they would have been like, we're just going to pull it. We'll do it another day.
Yeah.
Because there was
Reschedule,
definitely cloud cover and you're not supposed to jump through clouds. And they were kind of working around it and doing, it was safe, but there was a moment where my guy, there's this very specific clip, and I love it, of me he pulls the ripcord and I just disappear into the cloud.
Which was so
It was
cool
so cool.
visually.
That was
Yeah.
my Call of Duty moment.
Yeah.
But then after we got through the cloud, he was like, okay, like, we're not supposed to go through the clouds. And I was like, that was really cool though, because as a pilot, like I always wondered what a cloud feels like.
Right.
Not in a way like, oh, it's like cotton candy or something like that. Like I know what it is. It's precipitation.
Of course.
But when you go through it, the temperature change between cold and hot.
It's so warm.
That's what I loved about it.
Yeah.
My favorite thing, and I love that I got the opportunity to have somebody there to shoot me visually and get all my reactions.
Yeah.
But she was like, throw the peace sign, do middle fingers. And I was like, okay, I'm doing that. But at the same time, I've never been through a cloud myself before. This is a one-of-one experience.
Sensory overload.
I wanted to just kind of like take it in. Like you can see on my face, I'm just like, wow, like this is something that I've never truly been through. And she's like, give me a high five. And I'm like, okay.
To be fair, that I wasn't ready for that because like I've seen the jumps before. We've seen these videos, right? They have the instructor that you're attached to, but then we also had another person jump that has a camera that's looking at you.
Yeah.
And they're doing these things. I get why they do it. I would say the majority, probably 85 percentile of people are never going to do it again.
Of
This
course.
is like the one time they want to do it to face their fears and they're good.
Yep.
So when they're capturing this moment, as a good videographer should, they're doing things like look crazy because I think a lot of people just freeze up and are like this the whole time.
Yeah, like don't look down. Then they're freaking out because you're
right.
staring at the ground, plummeting towards you. Yeah.
Because of that, the videographers doing things where they're like hang loose, like peace sign, flick off the camera, but they're also trying to maintain their balance.
Yeah, of
So,
course. So
I thought they were yelling at me
So
or like
did I.
you're
Yeah.
not doing it right. Like move your arms,
do
and I'm
something.
like, am I screwing this up? What's happening?
There's one part where I'm like, I literally don't know what you're saying right now. And I think she was like, high five, do this, do that, and then started doing this. I was like, I don't know what this means. It's
Yeah.
like she's just stabilizing
Yeah, right.
herself.
Sure.
And I'm yelling at her like, what are you saying to me?
He's having a conversation, falling to the earth at 150 miles per hour. I'm Jordan. What's your name?
Yeah, like what instructions am I missing right now? Like, please, I'm not good at visual cues. Let me live.
I think what was really cool for me is because my videographer, nothing against him, but like he wasn't dabbing me up. He was just trying to do his thing. I was enjoying the free fall, but the minute the canopy opened, because I was in the cloud, because that was like the moment where I was like, oh, let's go in now. Like, let's have fun. I don't want just like a nice slow descent. Like
Right.
I can see a lot of people need that.
Do tricks.
We went through the cloud and he was like, oh, I'm sorry. Like, we're good. I promise. I know that was scary. I'm like, let's go through another cloud. He's like, we're not supposed to do. Let's go. And we went through a cloud, and that part wasn't caught on camera because the videographer was gone at that point.
Right.
That's the scary part, seeing someone else like rip away.
Yeah.
But yeah, we went through the cloud, and then they do a lot of like maneuver turns, which just in effect to stay above the drop zone are very tight turns on your body.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And so like he again was trying to walk me through it. Like, this is gonna be like, I promise we're fine. We're not losing control. And I was like, do another spin. He's like, how many spins do you want to do? And I remember saying to him, how many you got? And then the next thing I knew, we were spiraling down to earth. That was almost more intense. That was more intense than the free fall.
It
Right.
was. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, because you feel like the G's on your body. Like that felt more like a roller coaster.
Yeah.
Like the free fall, you get that brief moment of like, oh my God, I'm falling out of a
just came out of a
plane.
plane,
yeah.
And then it's like you're just floating, basically.
I mean, it's really nothing more than just like, okay, it's more than this, but like if you stand in front of a really strong fan, it's and a lot louder, but like you're that stable when you're falling. Like you're expecting this drop feeling. That doesn't happen.
It doesn't,
And
no.
to your point, yeah, you do feel the G's when you're in the canopy and being pulled to the right or to the left, or in our case, doing barrels. Because my dude was like, okay, you're in.
Yeah,
Right.
my guy was flipping us around. He gave me the reins at one point, and I was like, I don't trust me with this. He goes, just pull really hard. We just did spiral.
yeah.
How fun was that? Now let's do the other side.
Yeah.
It was, I can't recommend it enough, dude.
There was a moment where they're all trained to do these interviews, or like, because I can only imagine how many people clam up. We literally talk for a living. We are in the minority here. So they're trying to do like, hey, so and so with the skydive school, like, how are we feeling today? And I remember saying to my guy, like, you're doing my job for me. This is really weird for me. And then when we were in the air, he was trying to do the usual stuff, and I literally turned to him. His name was G, and I was like, yo, G, can you turn the camera back on? Let me do my thing. And that's where I got to do my Rachel Ray moment. Like,
Nice.
it's Erik, Zachary, we're flying through the air at 18,000 feet. Let's go. And then that is something that I was so happy I got to do, because I love to hear myself talk. But also, that was a joke.
Leave it in.
Yeah.
Leave it in.
But,
Leave it in.
But I'm so excited that we've got it under a belt, because now I want to do shows from the air. I
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
now from a production standpoint, I know what we can do next, and I know what's going to happen when we take my mom in the air, and it's going to be the best thing in the world, because we've all done it before.
Jump again.
Right.
I can't wait to go back up.
Yeah.
Same.